The ecologist I decided to choose was his name is George Evelyn Hutchinson, and he was born on January 30th, 1903, in London, England. This is a picture, uh, kind of around the year he was born, so it's pretty old. I'm assuming this was in 1907, so it's a couple years after he was born in of London. Um his father, Arthur Hutchinson, was a professor of mineralogy at Cambridge University, while his mother was Evelyn, who was a feminist writer and an activist. Uh, he was first educated by his parents and highly encouraged to go into scientific studies by his father and uncle. And by the age of 5, his interest in animals began when he started collecting fish and insects from different bodies of water. He attended St. Faith's School in Cambridge and Gresham School in Holt, Norfolk. By the age of 15, he already published a paper about swimming grasshoppers to entomologist records and journals of variation. In 1921, he entered Emmanuel College and got his master's in zoology. Uh, he became a zoology lecturer at the University of Witwatersrand in South Africa for 2 years. By the end of those 2 years, he was dismissed by his professor in charge for being incompetent, quote unquote. Hutchinson then moved to the United States, to New Haven, Connecticut, to become a zoology instructor at Yale University. He was then promoted to assistant professor in 1931, and then 10 years later, he was promoted to an associate professor. And by 1952, he was named Sterling Professor of Zoology. In his time at Yale alone, he published over 27 papers of limnological work from mostly from Africa. He also helped transform it from a he helped transform ecology from a descriptive, classificatory, and initiative endeavor into a more formal science like hypothesis testing with like mathematical methods as well. His interests also helped contribute to several other fields that also include biochemistry, radio ecology, paleoecology, systems ecology, and population ecology. He began teaching his students about what's it called, carbon dioxide and the effects it has with global warming. He was also most well known for his contribution to ecology with his conception of ecological niche. And by the end of his life, he had around 9 books and over 150 articles under his belt. The reason I chose George Hudson was mainly because of the warnings he gave us about like global warming and the climate change early on, when not a lot of scientists were talking about that. And I've always been interested in that topic because of the effects it has like on our climate and where we live, and about especially on the animals, especially with the weathering changes and stuff. Like for example, polar bears and how all the icebergs and all that stuff. That's a big deal. Uh, and if you have any feedback, that's my Instagram at Snapchat. And these are a lot of his books. These are probably the most popular books. They're pretty expensive, not a lie. I haven't read into them, but they do seem interesting. So, yeah.